Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're delving into a concept that sparked fascination for centuries, often viewed through a veil of mystery. Yet it promises profound insights into our very existence. We're talking about the Akashic Records, sometimes referred to as the Book of Life.
Right. And it's compelling to see how our source material today aims to, peel back that mystery. It offers not just a definition, but a practical understanding of how this ancient idea might directly relate to our individual journeys and even our shared human experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So our goal for this deep dive is really to distill the core truths presented, explore their implications, and understand how, according to the source, one might even learn to, access this vast repository of knowledge.
We're drawing from an incredibly rich audio source for this discussion. It approaches the Akashic Records from a very personal, almost experiential angle. It really suggests that grasping this concept can profoundly shift how you move through life, especially by recognizing yourself as an infinite spiritual being having a temporary human experience. The source even posits that many people are sort of waking up to this profound truth right now.
Interesting timing.
So let's begin by unpacking this intriguing concept, the Akashic Records. Our source offers a unique way to visualize it, drawing inspiration from, someone quite well known in certain circles.
That's right. The source specifically references Edgar Cayce. He was famously known as the sleeping prophet, right? Apparently achieved an astonishing 95% accuracy rate in his readings. He's cited as a prime example of someone who could consistently tap into these records.
Wow, 95%, that's incredible.
It really is. And to expand on that, the source encourages us to think of the Akashic Records as a vast field of energy around the planet.
An energy field.
Yeah, not just an abstract idea. This field, it says, contains the thoughts, emotions, actions, and intent of every single person on the planet.
Okay. Thoughts, emotions, actions, and intent. That's comprehensive. And this is where the concept becomes truly expansive, right? The Force describes it as holding not just the past, but potentially even the future of each individual soul.
Exactly, and it goes even further, suggesting these records aren't just limited to Earth. They might also carry experiences from lifetimes and other planetary systems.
Lifetimes on other planets.
Based on the idea that you are an immortal spiritual being, yes, that's the premise.
Okay, that's a lot to take in. So, why? Why would such an intricate record even exist?
Well, the source presents it as a kind of template in this reality, like a framework we use to work through certain lessons and have certain experiences. And crucially, it's also said to store karma.
Ah, karma. That's a key concept, isn't it?
Absolutely. A central theme we'll definitely need to explore.
So the source makes this pretty powerful assertion. Every single person can tap into their own Akashic records. It suggests this access can reveal how something from, lifetimes ago might still be subtly influencing you today, maybe propelling you towards certain urges or, recurring patterns in your current life.
Precisely. And this ties into a deeper philosophical idea, often called macrocosm, microcosm.
As above, so below.
Exactly, that's the one. It's not just philosophy here, though. The source uses it to illustrate how these larger universal patterns are mirrored in our individual lives. It suggests that by understanding these echoes from our past, maybe from lifetimes ago, we can see why we might be reliving out those patterns now.
Okay, so we're potentially reliving patterns based on past karma, I guess. Given these personal patterns and past influences, the natural question becomes, how do we deal with that karma?
Right. The source indicates that the amount of karma someone carries can actually vary. It seems to depend on how much they've learned and expanded their consciousness. The core message here is quite clear. The more you raise your vibration, the quicker you work through your karma.
Raise your vibration. What does that mean in practical terms according to the source?
Well, it clarifies that raising your vibration means becoming deeply aware that every single person on the planet is another aspect of you.
So seeing connection instead of separation.
Exactly. And that awareness, in turn, naturally leads to treating people in a more loving way. The source posits that we build up karma when we have this belief in separation, when we fall into blaming or judging. But when we truly realize everyone is connected and everything in life is a reflection of us, it fundamentally shifts our approach to everything.
That makes sense. Shifting perspective changes behavior.
Yeah.
Now, our source brings in something really fascinating here, a real-world phenomenon, near-death experiences, or NDEs. The speaker in the source even shares a personal NDE to connect this. What's the link they're drawing?
It's quite direct, actually. Thousands of people worldwide have reported NDEs,
Huh.
right? And a common thread is returning with this profound understanding that they are indeed immortal spiritual beings.
Right, I've heard that.
Sometimes they even express a strong desire to remain in the higher realms, as the source calls them, but they're often told they have more work to do here.
More work.
Yeah.
Like clearing karma.
Possibly. The source vividly details a life review experience during one NDE, describing it almost like a crumpled up piece of paper was uncrumpled,
Uncrumpled, meaning what?
meaning it revealed a specific life situation with total clarity. And the individual not only felt their own emotions from that time, but actually switched roles and felt the emotion of how I made that person feel.
Wow. Experiencing the impact directly.
Exactly, both sides. And this incredibly rapid, immersive review happened for multiple situations.
That sounds incredibly intense.
Extremely. But here's a truly profound takeaway from the source's perspective. The judge is not source energy or God in this process.
So no external judgment.
No. Instead, the judgment comes from the self. It stems from our own learning as we feel the direct impact of our actions on others. This powerful process, it suggested, is a direct way of clearing and learning from that experience, effectively tapping into the Akashic records to relive every thought, act, and deed.
So the NDE Life Review is like a crash course in your own Akashic record.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. An involuntary, very intense one.
Okay. So if these records contain such profound information and hold keys to our past, how can you consciously engage with them? How can you move through karma more quickly, maybe without an NDE?
Right. The source emphasizes three main paths: forgiveness and detachment and understanding the truth.
Forgiveness, detachment, and truth. Let's unpack the truth part first.
The truth it refers to is that fundamental understanding we talked about. Everyone is connected to you. This reinforces the power of the golden rule, really. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Because they are you, in a sense.
In a sense, yes. The source makes it clear that blaming others or engaging in negative actions creates karma, whereas consciously taking the high road, as it says, lessens it, potentially reducing the need to come back so much for more lessons.
Reducing the need to reincarnate, essentially.
That seems to be the implication, yes.
Now, the source also mentions our current time. It says this is a transformative time to be alive. Why now specifically?
It suggests we have an unprecedented ability right now to raise our vibration as a collective, and as a result, to dissipate a lot of that karma together. It highlights that time has been sped up and manifestation has been sped up.
Time and manifestation sped up. What does that mean practically?
It means, according to the source, that what you put out is what you get back way quicker. The feedback loop is faster.
Okay. Instant karma, almost.
Kind of. A much faster reflection, let's say.
So with this accelerated manifestation, how does the source suggest we navigate it? What's the advice?
The practical advice offered is to act with pure intent, because your intent is what is recorded. That's the crucial part.
Intent over outcome.
Yes. It means if your underlying intention is positive, even if the outcome isn't what you expected, it's recorded positively. And the reverse is also true. A negative intent, even with a superficially good outcome, registers negatively. The ultimate key is truly knowing you are connected to everyone and striving to add value to the world.
Add value with pure intent. Got it. So let's get really practical. You might be wondering, how can I directly tap into my own Akashic records? Does the source give steps?
It does. It outlines a remarkably simple process, actually. Something anyone can try. It starts, as you might expect, with clear intent.
Okay, intention first, then what?
And meditation.
Yeah.
Getting into that quiet, receptive state. And critically, it emphasizes asking your higher self or your spiritual guides for help.
Asking for help.
Yes, and giving them explicit permission. Acknowledging that free will is paramount here. They won't intervene unless asked.
Right, free will. So intent, meditation, ask for help, give permission. Then
Then it's about entering that meditative state, learning to observe your thoughts without judgment, and simply open yourself up to what comes up, letting go of any expectations of how the information will arrive.
So don't expect like a movie playing in your head.
Exactly. It could be a feeling, a sudden memory, maybe an insight that pops up later, or even something in your dreams. Don't attach to the how.
Dreams. That's interesting. Does the source elaborate on that?
It does, yeah. It connects this to our nightly sleep state. The source suggests that every night when you go to bed, you wake up in your astral body, and you go into higher dimensional states of consciousness.
The astral body, like an energy body.
Essentially, yes, a
Let's,
non-physical double. And these higher dimensional states are realms beyond our ordinary waking perception. Now, much of this nightly activity isn't consciously remembered, right?
Definitely not.
But the source suggests setting the memory to remember before sleep, like programming yourself. This can apparently help you tag on and retrieve a memory or insight from the Akashic record upon waking.
Huh. Setting an intention to remember your astral travels.
Something like that, yeah, to access that information stream.
Okay. So bringing it all together, the ultimate goal of this whole process of understanding the Akashic records seems to be about karma, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's to let go of so much karma.
Yeah.
And this profound release happens, according to the source, by consistently observing your thoughts, not reacting to them, by truly forgiving yourself and forgiving others.
So give this again. It keeps coming up.
It's central, and also by deeply internalizing the understanding that reality is just more and more of you.
Reality is a reflection.
An expansion of your own consciousness reflected outwardly. And here's another fascinating assertion. Your natural vibration is, at its core, unconditional love.
Our natural state is love.
That's what the source claims. So tapping into your heart, cultivating that unconditional love, it means you simply don't create negative karma.
Yeah.
This path, by consciously shedding the ego, the sense of separation, and consciously merging with the divine, uniting with that higher universal consciousness, that's what's called spiritual enlightenment. And enlightenment ultimately dispels karma.
Merging with the divine dispels karma. Wow. So what does this all mean for you, listening right now, for you personally?
Well, it seems to be about recognizing that you have the true power. The power to understand and clear the lingering impacts of your past experiences, maybe even past lives, to lessen their hold over you and truly become your divine self. By tapping into your heart, practicing that forgiveness for yourself and others. The core message from our source is profoundly empowering, really.
It really is. It puts the power squarely back in your hands.
And maybe, as you reflect on this, consider this question. If our intent truly shapes what is recorded and what comes back to us, what kind of world are you intentionally contributing to? Knowing that every interaction, every thought, every deed, the source suggests it might just be part of this vast, interconnected book of life that we are all writing together.
That's a powerful thought to leave us with. What are you writing in your book? We hope this deep dive into the Akashic Records has given you some profound new insights, and perhaps even inspired you to explore these concepts further in your own way.